After understanding three phases of project development, now we have come to the fourth phase. Now only you understand. Once again I am telling you, program language enters now. In the first three steps, no programming language enters, and that knowledge is not required. At the same time, computer is also not required. Now, for the first time, the knowledge of programming language and computer also are required. And I suggest you one thing: all this code you write, thereafter you type. Writing is a very natural habit. Then writing and all that, that is in your knowledge. You can find the bug at the earliest point of time. Actually, if you know, your pen moves. If you do not know, your pen is stopped. You may have confidence. Whenever you are writing, you can test your knowledge, what type of knowledge you have and all that. However, subsequently, while typing and all that, one more revision, and if real bugs are there, your system will report. Understand? So don't go away, don't avoid reading and writing habits and all that. Nowadays, most students feel that online we study on a screen and all that. You may read it, not a mail. For professionals, that is suitable study. According to me, take a hard copy and read. That is always good. Comfortably, naturally, you can read, and don't go away from writing. Because of writing, you can get the things incorporated in your brain, and by that you can own it very easily. Okay, now let us come to the coding part, and first we have to write the comment. Already I told you, now comment is one of the Java conventions and all that. Comment improves the readability, and it is also called as self documentation. Actually, in programming, in after project development, there are two documentations. One is external documentation, second one is internal documentation. So, whatever comments you write are treated as internal documentation. They improve the readability of the source program. That's why always write appropriate comment. 3 R's of comment: right comment, right form, and right place. And regarding comments and all that, Java All Clear first chapter I have very detailedly explained, and you go through that once. Once again I am telling you, don't be hasty. Don't directly come to this project zone. At least chapter 1 of the Java All Clear you study, and thereafter you come to this. Come to this, then only you can own this very comfortably. That is my suggestion. Okay, thereafter, that's why one the task of the program we have described here with a comment. Thereafter, import java.lang.star. Actually, Java provides you 200 plus packages. All language oriented support is provided by java.lang package. Java.lang package provides so many core classes, and which support Java program and all that. So this is compulsory to write a Java program. Compulsorily we have to import this package. But for this, one privilege is there. I cannot call it as exemption. One privilege is there. What is the privilege? If you don't, for every program, small or big, you must import this Java lang package. But if you don't import also explicitly, no error is reported. Program works properly. What is the reason behind it? Actually, now after completion of entire writing code and all that, thereafter we compile our program. Java compiler, the code is Java-C. Then the Java, in order to perform its job, it imports this one. So if you don't import, Java will import for its needs and all that. That's why If you don't import this one also explicitly, as Java compiler imports it, your job is done without reporting any error. That is the reason. However, let us write import Java lang. And as far as other packages are concerned, your program requires any other package and all that, there is no such exemption or privilege. You must explicitly write this one. What is the indication of this mark? This is Java entire language. In the entire language represent this. In this, lang is one of the packages, 200 plus packages are there. Lang is one of the core packages, and in that, which class we require here, we do not know. There are dozens of classes. That's why we are using this wildcard. This wildcard implies that all the elements of Java lang package should be imported into my program. That is the meaning. Okay, now that also we have written. Thereafter, class definition. Now, blueprint class. Already we identified the object. What is the object? Weekly temperature. 1 week's temperature is the object we identified. So, corresponding blueprint we have to develop. We have discussed what elements are required in blueprint class in algorithm, third phase, and now you see. Now, first one is class. Class definition we have to make, and class, keyword, and name. Name and all that already explained to you. Class name should be written in Pascal case. Pascal case means first letter is capitalized. If one word is the first letter is capitalized, more than one word is there also. All words, for all words, first letter should be capitalized. That is Pascal case. This is the format. So, what are the requirement? What are the Java conventions regarding class name? Class name should be self-explanatory. Now, whatever name you give, it should be relevant. Simply seeing that, one should understand what are the contents of the class or what are the objectives of the class. Number one. Now, it is like painter. Painter means what painter does? Tailor. What tailor does? What weekly temperature? What weekly temperature does? That is the thing. Whatever name you give and all that, it should be self-explanatory. Number two, it should be written in Pascal case. Third one, it should be a noun. Always, it should be a noun. So, the three conventions you follow, and according to that, I have written. Thereafter, class block I am writing here, opening brace, and after a few elements, closing brace will come. Because of space restriction, I am not able to write closing brace. So, block starts. Now, I told you the blueprint class is divided into 4 sections. Names may be different, but their nature is same. Declaration section, input section, process section, and output section. So, here right now I am showing you 2 sections, declaration section, second one is input section. So, declaration section, how many variables are required? Actually, which variables are required? Actually, here you see 7 days temperature we have to input. So, 7 locations we have to create. 7 locations we have to create, and 7 variables we have to declare. So, these 7 variables we call them as instance variables. Why we call them as instance variables? Actually, with a reference to an object, those are meaningful. Now, here in this case, let us take one object name VTWT1. This is the object name, let us suppose. So, when this is meaningful, WT1 dot sun temperature. WT1 dot sun temperature, it is meaningful. Suppose I talk about name. Name means immediately whose name? You ask. My teacher's name, my son's name, my father's name. So, with reference to somebody only, it is meaningful. In the same way, sun temperature you are talking. Which sun temperature? Now, weekly temperature, one object's sun temperature. Weekly temperature, one object, one temperature. That is the meaning. That's why these are called instance variables. instance variables. And here one more point, we have to use complete names and naming convention. As far as all variables, it may be instance variable or static variable, we must write them in a camel case. Camel case. First word is in lower case, second word onwards. If more than one word is there, first letter should be capitalized from second word onwards. So that way you have to write. Those should be self-explanatory. We have to write complete name, no short forms and all that. Short forms and all that, put a full stop in C, C++. Here you must write complete names and all that according to Java conventions. Sun temperature, month temperature, true temperature, wet temperature, thirst temperature, fry temperature, sad temperature. Okay. Now, actually temperature means we cannot take it as a whole number because always fractional part is there. If you want accurate temperature means there is a possibility of fraction. That's why we have to take a floating point value. Now simply Java supports float, we can take it, but I have taken double. I have taken double. Double is huge, very big, trillions of value can be stored. Why I have taken that much bigger value, bigger type? Actually float 4 bytes and double 8 bytes. That much value. Why I am taking this type means one reason is there. Prevention is better than cure. Actually, if you write float, suppose float a rate, you have to write. Then suppose 10 rupees 75 paise, you must write F. You must suffix F, uppercase or lowercase. Then only, otherwise if you don't write F, it leads to error. It leads to error. So that's why actually if you make it a double, if you make it as double, this is not required. This is not required. Actually, I don't want to focus on this and all that. In second chapter, Jack, I am going to explain this concept. That's why, in order to prevent an error, probable error, I have taken double. If you take double and all that, if you forget also, you need not give. And generally, you don't give and all that. That's why double will take. So there is no scope of error. That is the reason I have taken double. So the default floating point type of Java is double, not float. Default integer type data type is int, not long or byte or short. Okay, that point later we discuss. We don't distract from this. Now 7 variables I have declared with a double data type. So first section, declaration section is ready. Now second section, input section. Here we called initialization section. For this purpose, actually we have to define a method like set data, read data or input data. Like the methods we have to declare. So in order to make this mechanism standardized, Java, so the same thing, code part the same only, whatever you write set data and all that, Java standardized it. Because you need to think of whether I have to give set data or input data or some other reading data and all that. Whatever is the class name, that is the constructor name, you don't have any option. Actually this is method only, but you should not write any return type. So in this way, Java developers provided some standardized ways of doing things smartly. So instead of writing some initialization method and all that, this way weekly temperature is given, and that is you have no choice. What is the name of the class we are using as the name without return type. Remaining things are same. Remaining things are same. Now you see that here parameters we are writing double A, double B, double C, D, E, F, G. All 7 parameters we are writing, and then you see these parameters from outside all the from outside all the 7 values we send. We pass all the 7 values as arguments. Then A to G will receive them respectively, and in turn they assign them to sun temperature, month temperature, true temperature, wet temperature, house temperature, fry temperature, and sat temperature respectively. As a result of that, all instance variables are initialized. This is the constructor mechanism, that input section. So 2 sections I have introduced and all that, and the third section is processing section.